Face down. Good. Sit. Floss, you were so good. That's good. I'm blind, so I'm blind. I also have dark hair. Well, you know, I know that I can change my hair color, and I do actually. But I cannot change the blindness. So to me, it's much bigger than an attribute. I'm Sally Alexander, and I'm a writer of children's books and books for teenagers. I teach part-time at Chatham University in their MFA program, and I lead 2 writing groups out of my home. I was actually a teacher of 3rd grade out in California, Long Beach, California, and I lived on the beach, and after I taught 3rd grade, every day I would walk on that beach. And one day when I was walking along, and in November, it was a beautiful 80-degree day, unlike today, and I saw this tiny black line the size of an eyelash, and I thought I had an eyelash under my contact lens, so I sat in the beach and I took out the lens and cleaned it in my mouth. But as I started to reinsert the lens, I could still see that black line. So after quite a few days, I finally learned that I had, in fact, a retinal hemorrhage, which meant that the blood vessels in the retina of the eye were breaking. And that line that I saw was blood. And so after really a period of about 2 years, I became totally blind. So I learned Braille, and I learned to use a cane, and just learned how to perform the daily tasks that I would need to perform as a blind person, you know, doing it without sight. If I'm going to read a novel, I don't read it in Braille. I actually still read very slowly in Braille, and what I think just kind of blows a lot of people's minds is that only 8% of blind people know Braille. You know, it just is very hard to learn, and most people who become blind are elderly, and you know, they just don't have the elasticity of youth to learn something that's that frustrating. And I mean, I have these books that have print and pictures as well as Braille that I used with my own children. So they're 35 years old, you know, these books, and I pulled them out of the shelf and took some to my granddaughter this week to read to her. And the Braille, it's all sort of pushed down and flattened, so it's kind of hard to read it anyway. But she just caught on right away that that's how I was reading. The experience of having a challenge, you know, every day of my life, you know, to go out in the world and walk around. I mean, it's one thing to be in this house, you know, where that's not much of a challenge. The challenge is really going out there through the ice and the snow and the rain and the everything. That's the hard part. But to go out there and know that I'm not going to always be in control. I'm going to bump a rear end when I don't want to, or other parts of the body that are even more embarrassing. You know, you know, you get used to realizing that, you know, you're not perfect, and it really is okay. And it's okay to make mistakes. In my case, they're just ways that I've changed and transformed because of this that I think have been redemptive and have made, you know, improved my life. Not that I have an easier life, but, you know, life is, you know, definitely challenging, but it's really a deeper and richer life that I found it. Of course, I was, you know, terribly sad about it and frightened about it. Well, I think that, you know, anytime you have any kind of loss, you know, you're definitely going to grieve it. I mean, it's really a gift to be able to see. And you know, there's so much beauty. It's also so convenient. You know, I used to pop into my little Volkswagen Beetle and be able to get anywhere. Now I have to walk or take buses or hop a cab, and you know, it's just slows you down in a way. So there's convenience and there's pleasure. So sight is, you know, it's definitely a deprivation not to be able to see. Not that all blind people believe that. You know, people who are born blind, you know, see it more as an attribute. I can't see anything redemptive in the Holocaust or in the Rwanda genocide. I mean, I don't see that a lot of tragedies can be redeemed. But my personal tragedy has made me a better person, I think.